And we're back with some more Star Wars Rebellion. And unfortunately, the Empire have struck back. It turns out they've gone to Charmat. This is the place where we first set up our, where we claimed as much space as we possibly could. Yeah, they've rocked up with a rather large fleet of ships. They've got a troop transport, a Tyrant-class Alliance thing, or Client-class destroyer? I don't know. I can't tell what half of these ships are, to be honest. This is a big ship, anti-fighter ship. This one can carry 6 fighters. Yeah, this is one of their bigger ones. If they can carry 6 fighters, they're one of the really nasty ones. There's another one carrying 2. Also, they're carrying a lot of troops. They've got 7 of 13 troops left, and they've got 12 fighters. Well, they're TIE fighters. No one cares about TIE fighters. Whatever. But they've taken over this planet. No one on them likes them, but they've secured it. And now they're going to go around securing the rest, I presume, or trying to. Problem is, they're going to secure one more planet before they run out of infantry, and they're going to need to get in reinforcements. So it's going to be a while before they can do any serious damage here. I'm just going to ignore it. We're going to build up a fleet. We'll come back and knock them out, but I think they might pull out once we start smashing through here. If we show up here and start making a mess, I'm actually kind of glad their fleet has rocked up over here, because we're all the way over here. We're about to plow into this sector, and if we mess them up over here, that's really going to set them back. So we need to get this fleet moving. Unfortunately, yeah, they're still in transit. How far are you? 226? No problem. 6 more days before we can launch our attack. In the meantime, they're probably going to take one other place in here, but we can live with that for now. One of the reasons I'm not so panicked about this, well, we've got Nelga Mion coming online. So we can now build an Alliance carrier in 24 days. And that's only with 6 of them down. We've got another 5 that will be produced here, and then it will start really churning them out. Assuming we can have the resources show up to them. Anyway, this plan is to go over to Ando over here. It's going to take, well, time. There is quite a travel window there, but that's fine. We're just going to keep churning them out here, and then we have another starbase over here. Yes, you. Destination Ando. We would like you to start building X-Wings for us. 24 of them should be sufficient. And you can build an X-Wing, 1 X-Wing every 8 days. Ugh, not fast enough. We might need to get more people in on that. Our first Alliance Escort carrier has met up with our second, so now we have 2 Alliance Escort carriers, 2 bulk cruisers, and a Corellian Corvette. And then we're going to go in here. Confirmed move. How long is this going to take? 16 days. Solo, you can be a commander. You can be an admiral. And General Neva, whatever. That means all of them are assigned out. It just gives you better performance in either the capital... I think Admiral is for capital fleets. Commander is for fighter fleets. And the General is for infantry, which we don't really care about. But since we've got the people available, we might as well. We want to get over here and hopefully smash this place before they change their liking too much. We may already be too late. But hopefully it'll convince those guys over there that they don't want to hang around. Advanced Construction Yard research complete. Basically, costs the exact same as the old construction yard, but can produce stuff twice as quickly. So any new construction yards we make will be made that way. What we really want, though, is the advanced shipyards. That would allow us to just churn out ships at a faster rate. As it stands, these guys are still hanging around Charmat, though. They've still got 7 infantry left over. They've got to leave 6 on this planet, or it will go into rebellion. So they've only got 7 troops, which means they can only claim 1 other planet in this sector, and then they'll just run out of troops and have to wait for reinforcements. Oh, looks like the Empire find a very likely defended planet here. I don't think we had any infantry on this planet. We just had 1 shield generator. They have chucked down 6 more infantry. That means they've only got 1 left on their ships. Yeah. I think... we'll put down... I'm sending infantry to the last of these planets just to make sure they can't take anything else without a little bit of a fight. So we're going to have to send 3 infantry there. And then 3 more to Kenyan. And then I'm going to start sending in sabotage units. If we can send in sabotage units and start sabotaging their fleet regiments or their infantry, those planets will just come back to us naturally. We just got to make sure we do it very quickly. Okay. This is the battle for Tralus. This is the new sector we're trying to break into. We cannot lose this first fight. And they brought 2 TIE fighters. 2 TIE fighters? It's not even worth doing the fight. We brought 12 X-Wings and a Corellian Corvette. So I think we're just going to simulate the results. It's not worth the bother. Yeah, their 2 fighters are dead. We took no casualties, and none of our X-Wings even got scratched, did they? Not a single scratch. Normally you see little flames around them if they got a scratch on them. Okay. Tralus, how are you looking? Okay, they have a general, and they have 3 infantry regiments. This could actually be a tough nut to crack. They do have 1 shield generator. We might be able to orbital bombard them to oblivion. Okay, that would probably be a faster way. Planet bombardment, target the military facilities, and don't miss. Okay, what did you hit? You destroyed 1 Gen Corps, and you destroyed 1 Imperial regiment. They do have some survivors, however. I think I might risk a second bombardment. I don't like doing it, but like... Target military facilities, 1 more time. Hit him. What do we get? 2 more Imperial regiments destroyed. Nice! Planet flipped. And that flipped 4 other planets? Oh, they're having a bad day. They are having such a bad day. Nice! Alright, so Commoner joins, Corellia joins, Talus joins, Tralus joins, training facility idle, Zequin joins, whatever. Selene declares neutrality. Ben Essa captured, Corville injured and captured, and Zug's captured? We've captured 3 of their people? Okay, let's have a quick look. See here, we've got Corville. No idea what you're good at. You're good at leadership and troop training. Oh, this is a researcher. This is their troop training researcher. I actually don't mind if they get their troop training on, though, so that's not a great win. This guy is diplomacy and leadership. Actually, he's one of their diplomats. That's actually a great catch. And we've got Zugs. What is Zugs? He is espionage, combat, but mostly leadership, and can be an admiral, general, and commander. All right. Now, one thing about these guys, they can escape. However, the escape doesn't matter what's going on in your fleet. Basically, the moment you capture someone, a timer starts. Well, not a timer. It basically picks a day in the future and says, on this day in the future, this person will escape. Doesn't matter where they are, doesn't matter what they're doing. The only thing that can stop them from escaping is if you have them in hyperspace. Just say you've got them going from one side of the map to the other. The thing is, the moment the ship gets to its other side, if they're scheduled to have escape at some point during their transit, they'll escape. So it's a lot of effort. I used to think about trying to keep them moving around, keep them on planet. Nah, it's not worth it. Occasionally they'll escape. I don't really mind so much. The plan is to brute force everything anyway, so who cares if a few of them don't get caught for like a few days longer. So, plans. Now that we've gained a foothold, and by a foothold I mean we've slaughtered half the sector, we're going to start building here anything that's got... If we've got a barracks, we build Celestians. If we've got a shipyard, we build X-Wings. If we've got a construction yard, we'll probably just build more construction yards with it. You can actually keep moving around. Yeah, head over here. That'll take 3 days, though I do want reinforcements soon enough, so I have transferred some X-Wings to the closest sector we can get to you, and we're going to send in 9 X-Wings all the way to Tralus. X-Wings are actually pretty fast. They've got a hyperdrive, and I assume they have really big adult-sized diapers so that these guys can survive the journey. This is going to take them 12 days. Like, the technology and the diaper technology or adult diaper technology has definitely improved an awful lot, because I have no idea how they're doing a 12-day journey inside one of those cockpits. Also, they must have cauterized their scent receptors somehow. Our fleet has arrived at Vagran, this next settlement over. And I've heard people mention in the comments that I should leave these things alive. You know, I should capture them later. No! I am a vengeful person, and if the enemy is using these need to be destroyed now. Stripping them of these resources makes our victory just all that more inevitable. If we can only keep half the sectors and burn the other half down, then they can't build ships. Right now, we can see that they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They have 16 green sectors in here. However, -2 because, well, they're destroyed. And soon to be another -4. So they've actually got 14, and soon they'll have 10. At which point, we got to look at what we've got. 3, 6, 29 or so. Meaning we will be outstripping them in production so much it won't really make a difference to us. That's sort of the plan. You don't care. So long as you're making more than them, and if you take it so much more than them that they can't actually support their fleet anymore, their fleet will start destroying itself. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, finishing off every single last scrap of resources they have. We've moved on to the next planet in the system with our team of saboteurs and, well, our little random cast of characters. So now we're actually facing a decent-sized fleet. They have 6 TIE fighters there, 7, 8, 9, 10 TIE fighters, and 2 triangular Star Destroyer type stuff. We're going to have to kill them. I'm pretty sure they're going to run, though. Good odds of that. The fighters should stick around because the fighters can't. But I think the big ships will run. In which case, we shall have you guys target
Task
fighters.
Force 1 acknowledges mission assignment. Task
We
Force
can
2
change that if needs
mission
be.
assignment.
But we don't want to send forward our fighters just yet. We want to make sure his units are fleeing the field. Are they? Ooh. Oh. They're going for it. All right.
Acknowledges mission assignment.
Let's do this.
Mission assignment.
In that case, our bulk cruisers, you're going to retarget. Their job is going to be to target these guys. Well, this is going to get hairy real quick. Okay, X-Wings, do your thing. Oh. Alright. We have more fighters, because there's ones they're still deploying. So we should be able to destroy most of their fighters fairly quickly. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Come on, how many fighters have got left? Okay, they've only got a few fighters left. Hey, you, I want you to... Let's pick one of these. Actually, what are we going to target? That looks like... Oof. Looks like they're turning around to run away. In which case...
Red group acknowledged. Engaging targets. Blue
you.
Group acknowledged. Engaging targets. Task
you.
Force 1 acknowledged. Engaging targets.
Go for it. Oh, wait, I think they were automatically targeting that one. Never mind, I will... Probably confusing them.
Engaging targets. Task Force 1 acknowledged.
Don't care. So, these guys are all running for the edge of the map. What we're going to do is try and grab them before they get there. Now, here's the thing about X-Wings. They are bloodthirsty murder machines that are pretty much unstoppable. The problem heavy ships face is they don't have... Oh, and they're gone. Heavy ships don't come equipped with light lasers, and light lasers are what you need to kill fighters. If you don't have light lasers, you can't kill fighters. And X-Wings just kill everything. Weight for weight, X-Wings are the most cost-efficient killers in the game versus pretty much everything. I'll do a little bit more of a deeper dive on them later, but for now, we took some damage on a bulk cruiser. We probably lost a few fighters. We lost one wing of fighters. And they lost all of their fighters. Just all of them. Well, two of them managed to get away. Well, good for them. And Admiral Dorja. That guy reminds me of a character from Babylon 5. The military mech square jaw guy. There's characters in this, like a lot of the pictures in this remind me of other characters from other sci-fi franchises, even though some of those franchises were released later than this. Or actually, most of them were. Welcome to the sunny sector of Corfai. They have 3 troops on board and nothing else. This guy, Piet, he seems to be on his way. He hasn't actually arrived. He is arriving here in day 266, and they have a diplomacy rating. So we might hang around 9 days just to nab that guy. And on the planet's surface, they have a bunch of mines and refineries. Oh, and a construction yard. Not for long. Planetary bombardment. Target military facilities. Please tell me we didn't accidentally kill anything we didn't want to. No, we just killed all the infantry. Perfect. That should make... Actually, I think that makes everyone a little bit happier with this, because when you bombard infantry... Should really check the footage for that. You know what? Never mind. What we're going to do now is just our usual sabotage everything that moves sort of thing. And we did bring spare X-Wings with us, so we can chuck an extra X-Wing in there. We're back up to 12. We'll rotate out the injured one. That can go back to Tralus. Does this place have a starbase? No, it does not. I think one of these places here does have a star... Ah, X-Quin. Starbases allow X-Wings and stuff like that to heal up. I don't know if they heal naturally, but if you put them around a starbase, ships heal. And... Stop. I'm trying to explain stuff here. Well, we're going to sabotage that planet into oblivion anyway. The usual stuff. Mom Mothma. She's managed to get ourselves another character that I recall. Understood. This one looks like... Her portrait looks like your one also from Babylon 5. Just one of the other ones. The one who took her control later. You know what? Doesn't matter. She can get transferred over to her fleet. In fact, I think I'm just going to do a direct fleet transfer. What we can do here is just say, I want you to go to that Alliance escort carrier. And even if that fleet moves, she'll still keep tracking it. I don't know how bad that affects her transfer times, but we don't care. Well, we hung around this planet till day 266, waiting for that guy to arrive, the general guy or whatever. Yeah, it turns out he just got captured the moment he showed up. We didn't even get a chance to run a mission on him. He just sort of showed up immediately in the brig and injured. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Anyway, with this place secured and an extra prisoner in tow, I think we'll head over to Duros. Yeah, 5 days for the fleet to get there. Why not? Now, I would have liked to go over here to Dral to get this guy. He's one of their diplomats, but unfortunately, I think he's left. He's already managed to sort that place out and completely make it loyal to the Empire. We'll pop over here, hopefully smash this place, and then finally do Dral. And if we could capture any more people along the way, that would just be gravy. Over here in this sector, we're just... Oh, we got a diplomat working on this last planet. Jan Dodona, whatever. The monk-looking guy. His diplomacy's gone up to 81, so he's not horrendously terrible anymore. Back here, we're backfilling this area. We have the brother-sister team working on that one. And over at Denab, we've got the doctor-looking fella. So our little diplomatic corps is doing just fine, and everyone else is doing their part. Ship-wise, this place is just churning them out. It takes 12 days to build a fleet carrier, which is kind of nice for us. And we haven't even gained access to the second-level ships yet. We should have another researcher for ships that just have not been recruited yet. We have rocked up to Duros, and I'm pretty sure Darth Vader's not there. Our most recent intel is from like over 100 days, almost 100 days ago. So maybe we'll do a quick spy mission, just to be sure. We'll send in 2 of our best with a couple of spies, and we'll do a quick mission to make sure there's not any nasty stuff waiting for us down there. I suppose we could sacrifice... Actually, Froggy here is pretty good. They've got a solid combat rating and some other things going on. So instead, we'll send them down to do a little bit of sabotage. Why not? If they run into trouble, we know there's some stuff going on down there that we don't know about. Like, even though we're over this planet, we can't tell if Darth or any of these characters are here. We have to wait until a espionage mission report returns to us. Okay, things have happened. Mon Calamari research complete. This gives us access to the Mon Calamari cruiser, which we will actually build some of. It's not that they're great, it's just that these things can take a beating. Like an absolute pounding. But we'll worry about that later. For now, we have some missions that have come through. Sabotage mission failed? Oh, wait, this is in a different location and has nothing to do with the potential of Darth Vader being on that planet. Oh, and Froggy came back with a successful mission. Never mind. Probably just me worrying about nothing. Oh, I kind of didn't really bring this up, but Farfan over here, our core sector that we first started with, what I've done is, over on Belfria here, I've put down a bunch of infiltrators. And I ran a mission over here to destroy one of their regiments, which has been successful. And now we're going to run a second one. We're going to sabotage another set of infantry. Every time we get 4 infiltrators, we send them over, 2 attacking, 2 distracting. And we're trying to knock out their troop regiments. It's already started an insurrection, which means they're probably going to send over more troops. We're not going to do anything but just basically try and smash it using nothing but, well, covert ops. We'll just keep throwing more and more infiltrators at it until it solves the problem, or they reinforce it so much we just move on to this Charmath down here. One or the other, I don't care. So, like, we can keep them distracted with very, very cheap units down here. To build an infiltrator costs 2 and has a maintenance of 1. Takes 2 days to build them. A single cheapy infantry of the best kind you can, or of the cheapest kind you can get, costs 3 resources. It takes 2 days to complete, and we need a lot of them to clean that place out. Plus a fleet to carry them. No. Let's just be sneaky breaky about this. Far, far more convenient. Mon Mothma has... What the hell is this guy? Okay, I'm going to call you Frog 2, but honestly, I'm going to get you confused with Frog 1. You all look kind of very frog-like. Right, they're just another espionage combat leadership person, no real special skills. Understood. There's not a lot of diplomats in this game. It is kind of crazy how few there are. You head to the Alliance escort carrier with the rest of the crew. I probably should have moved Mon Mothma into the center of the map to make her the transferring about easier. It's just... No, she needs to be kept incredibly safe. She's very important, because if she gets captured, that's one of the victory conditions for the enemy. So I just keep her out on the edge. Okay, fine, takes a while for the characters to get into the center, but hasn't really slowed us down that much as far as I can tell. Oh my sweet Jeebus. Darth Vader is actually on this planet still. What? The spy missions just came back. Okay, cancel all spy missions. Abort. I think it's time we caught us a Darth and a Niles. What's a Niles here good at? Yeah, you're pretty much trash at everything. Okay, but Darth Vader? Combat of 220, espionage of 110, leadership of 163, and a diplomacy of 88. Can be an admiral, a general, or a commander. In other words, he's really good. So you two, yeah, we're going to get you in on this. And then we're going to have a bunch of infiltrators run distracto on you. And maybe grab one more person to help with distraction. Actually, where's Froggy? Froggy? Oh, there you go. Hey, boys, here's the plan. Han and Chewie are going to try and take on Darth Vader in a one-on-one, mono-a-mono fight. The rest of you are just going to sit back and do nothing until this is over. Because until we capture Darth, I would not like to really tangle with anything down there. And people may die, but that's just the price you pay. Okay, that mission completed. Is Darth still? Yes, Darth is still on the planet. Our people didn't die.
It's not my fault.
Well, I'm not going to hold that against you. He is a bit of a tough cookie to crack, even if he is, a bit of a quadriplegic. If at first you can't abduct him, try again. All right, next crew, you get on that. And then we still have a few people left over, and I think, you know what? Why don't you try and sabotage these guys? Worst case scenario, we lose some people. I'm not too concerned, so long as we can get our hands on Darth at the end. Capturing Darth is one of the main objectives of the rebels. Well, that, Emperor Palps, and capture Coruscant. Then you win. Our researchers come through with the Mon Calamari Regiment. Basically, fishmen. What's their oh yes, bombardment defense. Their best thing is they're really good defensive troops. They're optimized for being resistant to bombardment, and defensively, if you want to attack them, it's really hard. We're never going to build them. They're like twice the cost of the other troops we're using right now, and they're not really good at stopping sabotage missions, which is your biggest concern. So thanks, but no thanks. Hey, it's time to dogpile on top of Darth Vader. We've got Han, Chewie, Froggy, Eye Patch. Birdface is going to act as decoy with a bunch of the cheap disposable infiltrators. Just good luck. Good luck, good luck. Then we're just going to keep hammering away at that. It's just he's too valuable. We have to keep trying to get him. Ooh! Darth just got captured according to C-3PO. I thought I told you to shut up. You know what? Never mind. You can say stuff about us capturing Darth Vader. That's excellent. Still shows the same picture every time, though. So, done. That means... Well, that means we can now go grab Niles as well. Let's go to see Darth behind bars. Ah, there he is. He looks so happy. Well, it's kind of hard to tell with the helmet, but he definitely looks happy in my eyes. All right, you two. Why don't you go capture the other guy, Niles, whatever his face is. This should be a little bit easier. This planet is almost completely clear now. We just got some death commandos on there. We'll do a little bit of spying. We've got Darth Vader in storage, and we also captured that other guy, the Niles, whatever his name is. Niles Ferrier. All right. So we're getting a nice little menagerie of bad guys in there. We'll do a little bit more spying to maybe get an update on what's going on, just on some of the planets they've got around the place, and then we'll move on to the final sector draw, wipe that out, and then we can move on to the last sector over here. Well, second last. How did Cothotus join? When? Oh, I was sabotaging troops on this place, and I didn't realize it actually liked us enough to switch. This is one of those planets we cored out ages ago. Why did they start I don't even know why they started liking us more. Never mind. That worked out really nicely. We're going to send all those infiltrators back to Mon Calamari. And then I think we'll probably just do some more spying. We'll spy over on Bafas over here and just make sure that it never, ever, ever develops anything. If anyone shows up there, we sabotage him, we blow him up, we just... Damn, how did Kothis end up joining? You know what? Never mind. Luke here is just about finished with Umgul. In fact, he should already be finished with Umgul. What are you doing? You're at 88? You know what? Abort. Abort. Nothing. What we're going to do is we're going to get you to do a diplomacy mission to Kothis.
Right away.
Perfect. And then once you've done that, you should be... your diplomacy rating's still quite low. He's got this force ranking thing we can get into later, assuming the game lasts that long, and this should allow him to actually juice up those diplomacy skills an awful lot, making him our best diplomat. But that is later. For now, we're going to move on to Dral, the last planet in this system. We're going to just murderize everyone here. Now, one piece of information that has come to light that I would really like to act on is in the Dalmar sector over here. One of our spy reports returned information on Omwat. There are 3 ship design missions here. They've got Bevel, who is a ship designer, troop trainer, and facility designer. They've got Cleve, who is also a ship designer, and they've got Admiral Thrawn. I've vaguely heard of this guy. So, yes, all of these 3, I would kind of like to go over there and kill them all, or capture them all. I'm thinking the moment we finish here, we're going to sidestep this area. Damn it. Shut up. I thought I told you to shut up.
How can I assist you?
Then we'll head over to Omwat, and I just want to capture those 3. If we can hamstring their ship design, it basically cripples them. So if we can capture or kill those 3, saves us so much hassle. Rishi is under blockade. Assault on Rishi? We didn't have anything on Rishi. Okay. Where is this place? Oh! Oh, damn. Looks like their fleet came back with more troops. Well then, that's a problem. Looks like they're just gearing up to smash us to bits in this sector. As long as it's slowing them down, I suppose. I could start putting down extra shield generators. In fact, I might start doing that. Yeah, we'll double down on the shield generators on all locations. That should at least stop them from taking a few key locations. The defensive fleets around planets are getting a little bit thicker, but that's okay. Reason being is we have X-Wings. The great thing about this is, so long as you sufficiently outnumber the enemy, you take minimal losses. Also, we have definitely sent over some X-Wings to make sure we have replacement fodder. We lost 2 X-Wings for the deaths of 7 TIE fighters, which is, yeah, that's about normal. And we've now gained access to Drawl. Oh, great, you have infantry. Sabotage fodder. Oh. The enemy now has access to TIE interceptors. This is their next level. I think it's level 2 research for them. They get access to TIE interceptors. This was, as expected, it's about the same time as we get them on calamari cruiser guys. These fighters are just about as good as X-Wings in aerial combat. A little bit cheaper, just about as good as X-Wings, but they're worse at everything else than the X-Wings that's not aerial combat. Oh well, that was to be expected. And I've been rethinking my strategy. I think we might just go to Coruscant. The Emperor's most likely there, and if we can capture the Emperor and take Coruscant, we sort of just win. And, well, fun as it is, just grinding the Empire into the ground, I think we're more than prepared to smash them right now. Before we make a run on the home sector, we've teamed up with another carrier. So now we have 3 escort carriers, 18 X-Wings, all fully loaded and ready to go. I think the first sector we're going to go into is Bortras over here. Mainly because it looks like it still likes us, and if we could wipe out the troops on it, that would make everyone like us even more. Then we'll move on to probably Vino or Jaeger Minor. We're just going to try and knock out as much in this sector to make it as friendly to us as possible, and then take Coruscant last. Huh. Weird. Sullus Van is under attack. They played this out of the way, but they've sent in 2 heavy destroyers and 4 TIE fighters. We're just going to run. We shall retreat from them because, well, there's a bunch of them, and we don't want to die. Sullus Van, I think, is over here? Right. That's a thing they've just done? I should really leave fleets behind in places, but I'm just lazy. However, first off, Farfan over here. We've decided to start faffing about with their invasion. What I've done here is I've moved everyone, or I'm moving all our infiltrators to a centralized location. And at the same time, we're going to run infiltration missions to try and sabotage 1 troop regiment on each of these planets. That should put them into rebellion stage. Once they're in rebellion stage, they stop getting resources out of it, and it causes them problems. Plus, the troops start to die off slowly but surely from the insurrections. Then we're just going to keep hitting them in all 3 locations. Until hopefully we can break 1 or 2 or all of them. The more we can keep them off balance, the better. At the meantime, our main fleet is leaving Corellia and heading over to Coruscant. We basically want to take this place out. So we're going to smash all of the planets in here that belong to them and then finally rest on Coruscant. Gorman over here is producing us a troop transport because I realized we have no troop transports with us because we've gone sort of X-Wing heavy. So we'll have a troop transport made there so we can finally take that sector. And then, was it Seleucia, whatever over here? We've got this place, Mon Calamari. It's churning out lots of infiltrators. And over here, they seem to have a whole bunch of army regiments, which we're going to take care of. And they have a diplomacy guy, which we're currently trying to abduct. If we could capture Jerry over here. Jerry Gerard? Okay, Moff Jerry Gerard. Guy has a diplomacy rate ranking of 100. Capturing him would be nice. Barring that, it's just basically letting everyone do their thing. One other sneaky thing we're up to is we're trying to abduct some of their ship design people. Slowly but surely. We'll go after this guy first, Bevel, whatever. Namely because his combat rating is very low. We would prefer not to go after Thawne because his combat rating is 76. And Cleave here, his combat rating, oh, actually, his is 0. We should go after him. Yeah, we'll go after those two guys first and hopefully start gimping their research production. One of our abduction missions was successful. Jerry. We caught Jerry. Yeah, so Jerry Gerard is now in prison. That's weird. We should probably send him over to join our menagerie on the mobile fleet. Well, whenever that thing lands. But yeah, we'll kick him out of there in a bit. This place is... I think our spy mission has finally returned info on it. Nope, they've got training facilities. We'll sabotage those. We'll just basically knock this place back to the Stone Age, kill or capture everything on it, sabotage all the troops, the fighters, everything. We'll just keep it hot slag, and they shouldn't be ever able to build it up. On our starting system, though, we decided to make ours. Charmath is now in revolt. Biss is in revolt. Rishi is not in revolt. They managed to avoid it for now. But once we get a couple more infiltrators, I'll be sending another... Oh, actually, we're sending a mission there now. Or we will send 3 missions, each one containing 6 infiltrators, 3 attackers, 3 decoys, and we're going to target the first 3. All we got to do is kill 1 stack infantry, and this whole place will just be in revolt. The amount of resources they'll have to dump into it will be excessive, and that's exactly what we want, just as we hit their home sector of Coruscant. Excellent. Now they have 3 insurrections to deal with, Charmath, Rishi, and Briss. Well then, welcome to my sector of the galaxy. How are you liking it? Kinda feels backstabby, doesn't it? How are we doing over here? We have 2 groups going over to infiltrate the remaining 2 sections there. We have another group ready to try and to smash another... Oh my god, we've killed 2 groups of troopers there. You know what, let's spread it out some more. I wanna see them struggle on all fronts. Every single front at the same time. We could concentrate on one planet and try and get them all to, well, do one planet. But I figure if we spread it out, it forces them to spread out their resources, which makes it harder for them to maintain them all. And they're not getting any resources out of these planets while they're in this state. And do they have any production on any of these planets? Nope, these are all resource-only planets. So, tough, you're getting nothing out of them and you're going to keep pouring resources into them. And to finish it off entirely, we're turning this place into a bit of a shipyard. Kinyon was bombed into oblivion, so it had nothing on it. Meaning there was no point just, well... 2 gen cores, and now we can start putting in star bases. I'm only putting in level 1 star base at 5. I'm half filling the planet because I want to fill up the other half of it with level 2 star bases. And this will be a nice star base section here in our core worlds for a little bit closer reinforcements. Don't get me wrong, this 11 star base place is great, and it has given us a lot of carriers, which I've been distributing. There's currently 3 carriers inbound here. Another carrier is headed over here. One of the carriers is going over to Kinyen. And we have 2 of the carriers that's already produced integrated into this fleet. So yes, it's been wonderfully productive. But we'll get a second one up and running even though we can't afford to use it. Our fleet has arrived in Saswena, well, the Coruscant, the homeworld of the Emperor Pops. So, they have pretty much nothing defending here. There's like 3 groups of troops. We're going to sabotage those and hopefully start ourselves a bit of a rebellion. Okay, a lot of things just happened. Abduction mission report? The mission to abduct Bevel Lemskip from Onwat succeeded. Wait, what? Did we just capture one of their ship scientists? Yeah, he's one of their... that is... I can't believe that happened. And he was also injured. Hans mission report.
Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Destroyed Imperial stuff. Okay, so we captured one of their ship guys, which is excellent. The moment that we get more people, we'll send them back for Clev. Then over here... Sorry, over here, we've managed to get Bortras to rebel already. They've got 1 trooper left. Who's been assigned to that mission? Chewie? Chewie's on it. Ah, perfect. So Chewie can take care of that last stormtrooper. Then, well, there's an experience pinata. That's basically 1 espionage and 1 combat point for the destruction of each one of those. Then we'll probably... Actually, this place is going to become ours. Oh, nope. Stop. Abort. We want to get the experience before this whole place rebels. Once it rebels, all those units will be destroyed. So instead, we're just going to quickly grab our experience. One of our revolts has been put down on Biss. I presume a fleet arrived, dropped off a bunch of troops. Maybe they got some other stuff in there. But okay, so Biss is shut down. We're going to have to scout that place out and find out what's happening. I'm going to build any scouts, Eddie. Oh, there'll be some scouts along in a bit. How long will they take? They'll be here in 3 or 4 days. We'll get some scouts. We'll send them over. We'll see what's happening. In the meantime, we're going to continue to target these two places. They don't have the troops to keep them all from rebelling, so we're just going to keep bouncing back and forth using cheap agents to mess them up. Okay, our next carrier has arrived at Ando. We have been pumping X-Wings over here so we can make sure we can fill it. We'll just chuck about another 6 of them in there. And then I think we're just going to send it right over to Coruscant. Why not? We've got 2 more inbound, and we've got plenty of fighters being built. This place is going to build... Oh, you're building 11 more. You know what? Just go back to producing carriers. Yeah, 24 days, and we'll have 2 more carriers. They'll both be at Ando. In other news, Bortras has fallen. That means all of our agents have ended up on the planet. Oops, forgot about that. We're going to load everyone up and head over to Yaga Minor. Yaga Minor looks like it's about ready to join us as well. All we need to do is kill the troops that are on the planet's surface. So, got 6 TIE fighters, a general, and 3 army regiments, but they don't have any shield generators. Sloppy. No shield generators, that just means things are going to go badly for you. This planet we're not even going to try and defend. We don't really care about it. Wait, that sounds mean. We don't really care. Yep, no, actually, that was right the first time. We don't really care about any of the planets here, just as long as we can convert them. We've already converted over several of them, which means there's only 1 neutral planet left. We flip this one, then we probably won't get Uvina, but you know what? It's worth a go. Let's head over there now. Now, I have said some things about X-Wings in the last while, and I thought I'd prove them. So this is another save I have found, and there is about to be a combat sample. Also, would you look at this? All of the outside sectors colonized, that's just wasting resources. Fight for the core. All right, over here there is a bunch of fighters. Quite a few X-Wings, actually. And inbound, there's actually an enemy fleet. This enemy fleet's about to strike. Let's have a quick look at what this many X-Wings can do to them, and compare costs and efficiencies. You see, in my opinion, the X-Wing is basically like... Have you ever heard of a honey badger? Honey badgers are like... They're almost a meme at this point. But basically, you don't mess with honey badgers because it's just not worth it. It's like... imagine you have to fight a homeless bum, like, for the contents of a garbage bin, you know? Like, you gotta fight a homeless meth head for the contents of a garbage bin. Even if you win, all you've got is a rotten 3-day-old sandwich. You're far better off like beating up a kid and taking their lunch money because they'll probably have a better lunch than that homeless guy would, and it's far less dangerous. So that's basically what honey badgers are, and that's basically what X-Wings are. You don't mess with them. It's just not worth it. And if you want to see a funny video of honey badgers, just go look it up on honey badgers versus lions on YouTube. It was basically a honey badger walked through a pride of like a bunch of lions. It just walked right through. It just didn't care. And then the older lions were like, nah, we're good. And the younger lions were like, oh no, that looks like lunch. I'll go have a taste of that. Then after getting scrubbed and their noses bitten to bits, they decided, you know what? It's not worth messing with honey badgers. I'm not saying the lions couldn't have won. The lions could totally have won, but the cost is just not worth it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to count up how much money all of this stuff costs. We're going to count up how much money all of these X-Wings cost. And then we're going to see how much damage we do to the Imperial fleet as they try and kill all of these little honey badgers. So what we're looking at is 21 X-Wings, coming in at a grand total cost of 105 refined materials. Then on the opposite side, we have 1 Imperial Dreadnought. This costs 44 resources. We've got 13 TIE Fighters at 39. We've got 3 of these Victory Star Destroyers. They're the smaller ones. They can carry 2 TIE Fighters in them. That's why there's 2 TIE Fighters listed under these ones. Then we've got the big boy down here. This is an Imperial Star Destroyer. It can carry 6 TIE Fighters. These things are awesome. Costs 112 requisition for those, or refined materials. It's 68 for the smaller Victory Destroyers, the ones that carry 2 fighters. And then at the bottom, we've got a Carrack Light Cruiser. This is sort of like a little anti-fighter ship. Costs 26 resources. All up, it's 419 resources here, 105 here. So the X-Wings are outnumbered resource-wise 4-1. And let's see what happens. All the X-Wings have to do is do 105 resources worth of damage, and they have paid for themselves. So, they're going to attack. Now, what we want to do is, well, probably stay back a bit. Wait, or should we rush in? Actually, let's just rush in. There's no point messing about. Let's not do tactics. We're here to see exactly what happens when X-Wings are let loose on an enemy. First thing to do, we're going to tell all the X-Wings to kill their fighters. Hear that noise? That's the sound of an X-Wing being born. Or sorry, an X-Wing, a TIE fighter. Remember, all they gotta do is enough damage to convince them to leave, or do enough damage that they've paid for themselves. Alright. Where's the rest of their fighters? Is that it? Or is there more of them? Oh, there's a bunch back there. Okay, I think they're being deployed from the larger ship. So, we're gonna have to go over and target those as well. Done. So, God, those X-Wings are just so bloodthirsty. Like, they're just murderizing them. Alright, they're just about to kill that last TIE fighter, which means they have done 39 resources worth of damage. Need to 105 to pay for themselves. Alright, you guys, start targeting this guy. That's the light Carrick guy. And the reason we want to target this guy is because he's basically an anti-fighter ship. Or was it the other guy? Oh yeah, no, it's definitely this guy's the anti-fighter ship. And that guy's finally dead, so we'll get the fourth group in on this. So now we want them to target this guy, because he's the only anti-fighter ship they've got left. All the rest of the ships have big guns, but they don't have small guns. Small guns are what you need to kill fighters. Now you notice this guy's shields. What normally happens is you start chipping away at people's shields, and then their battery recharge, or their shield recharge, kicks in and counteracts it if you're facing off against fighters. Fighter bombers can usually, with enough of them, you can smash down the shields. With X-Wings, if you have enough of them, you're just going to smash down the shields as well. What's the point? You don't want to bring 5 or 6 fighters to a fight. You don't want to bring 13 fighters to a fight. You want to bring 18. You want to bring 36. You want to bring lots and lots of fighters. And the more fighters you have, the faster you can clear other fighters. Because the fastest thing to kill fighters is other fighters. Anyway, there goes the guy's shields. His recharge rate, like normally that shield recharge goes down, but he literally cannot recharge his shields fast enough. Look, he's trying. And then his shields have collapsed under the weight of X-Wing fire. Now, once his shields go down, the X-Wings have a special ability. Basically torpedoes. They have these little torpedoes on them that basically smash armor to bits. So once their shields go down, they will gut whatever they're facing really quickly. Oh, another thing I should point out. Do you know the way those ships were launching out, or the fighters were launching out of the ships at the start of the battle? X-Wings don't have to be launched if you attack with them. Reason being is they come with a hyperdrive, which means they're automatically deployed at the start of the battle if you're attacking. If you're defending, your fighters are always deployed, regardless of hyperdrive or not. But if you're attacking, you need to have a hyperdrive to deploy. Also, X-Wings come with shields, meaning they can take 2 hits as opposed to 1. TIE fighters do not come with shields. In fact, only the highest tech variant of the Empire's fighters come with shields. That's it. So, they come with shields, they come with hyperdrives. They're basically space superiority fighters, pretty much. There are 2 better space superiority fighters, one of whom belongs to them, their faction, and the other one belongs to the Empire. But that's like late game tech for the Empire. And I think that guy's mostly crippled, is he? I'm pretty sure that... Yeah, there he goes. His hyperdrive's destroyed. You can see up here, hyperdrive's gone. His tractor beam's almost there. He's got some weapon recharge, but by the time we retarget... we want to pick a... Well, do as much damage as we can, I suppose. We're still going to be taking damage. That guy looks the squishiest. Takes a second for these guys to retarget. So it's why you want to get them to change target before the time kicks in. Oh. And they're now slaughtering this guy. No. Numbers. 64. We have killed 64 resources worth of ships. Remember, just need 105 to make this so expensive it's not worth it for them. And this guy's shields are holding up a little bit better. This guy's got pretty decent shields, to be honest. And now we're through the shields. Everything he's got is about to crumble. Ow! Oh my god, that hull is just... Yeah, that's not hull integrity, that's hull death. Actually, I think he's just about to get straight up annihilated. Fine, next. Oh, gold group is gone. Look, there's no gold group left. Well, yeah. Many fatalities are necessary to prove the honey badger's worth. And then we're going to tuck into this guy. It's a Victory Destroyer, Star Destroyer, Imperial Dreadnought, Victory Destroyer. These things are actually reasonably tough, but you bring enough X-Wings and we still got a fair chunk left. They're doing quite a number on it. And their shields are down, and shortly thereafterwards, their lives are forfeit. Hyperdrive's gone. Still has weapons, though. I know they're mostly gone, too. In that case, we will continue.
Blue group acknowledged. Engaging targets.
We're not going to attack that guy. That guy is the bigger Imperial Star Destroyer. They have much tougher shields, about 3 times as tough. Much harder to chew through with this amount of fighters, and like we're attriting away so many people, it's really bad. And you'll notice that this guy, oh wow, he has like a tiny fraction of health, but he will be basically destroyed at the end of the game, sort of. Next. Oh, are your shields dead? Oh no! What is going to happen to your poor hull? Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. You've still got hyperdrive though, so we're still gonna keep firing at you until you're dead. We gotta make sure there's nothing left to move. Right, next. So, at this point, I believe the starship captains have run out of copium and have realized that we've got them on their belly and we're reaching for the butter. They have decided discretion is the better part of valor, and running away and, strategically repositioning backwards is probably a really good idea. Because honey badgers are bloodthirsty monsters and you don't want to mess with them. Cost efficiency wise. Now I know I kind of led you to believe that the X-Wings were going to lose this fight. But no, outnumbered 4-1 resources wise, X-Wings are absolutely unstoppable monsters. Well, let's do a quick tot up of losses and how much money that cost us versus how much money that cost them. Only 8 X-Wings were lost. Okay, that was pretty low. I was expecting a few more to get lost there, but no, turns out only 8. Fighter-wise, they lost all of their fighters. They lost 1 Carrack Light Cruiser, 1 Imperial Dreadnought, and 2 Victory Destroyers. Yeah. Losses for TIE Fighters? 40. Losses for the Empire? 245. And this is one of those things where you're going to have this epiphany moment. This happens whenever you're playing this game. At some point, this will happen, because normally what you do is you just stockpile a bunch of fighters around your shipyards, because they're great defensively. You can just chuck them there, and then at some point, the Empire will blunder in with a large force, and then they will get absolutely annihilated by X-Wings, and you go, wait a minute, what if I just built nothing but X-Wings? Okay, there's a problem. You can't move X-Wings from your sector, well, from one of your planets to attack an enemy sector. You have to carry them in something. And then it's like, well, at that point, all you do is you go in here and you start looking through all of the different things until you find this guy.
Me! I'm the guy! I got phone numbers, addresses, I know where they live! We could kill everyone.
So what do you think? I'm strangely comfortable with it.
So all of that explains why the only thing I've been building from the start of the game is Alliance Escorts Carriers and X-Wings. Works out at about 10.3 resources to get an X-Wing to a fight. And they're all you need. If X-Wings did not solve your problem, either A, you're trying to invade a planet with infantry, or B, you didn't bring enough X-Wings. They're the only 2, answers you're ever going to have. I'm not going to pretend like there's not some downsides to this, namely you will lose X-Wings over the course of this, and you'll have to replace the X-Wings. But in a way, this is actually sort of beneficial, because think of it like, well, if you had to heal your ships by keeping them around a starbase, you don't. Instead, you're cycling fresh X-Wings, cycle out the injured ones to the starbases, and X-Wings have one of the fastest hyperdrives in the game. 60-60 is the fastest hyperdrive you can get. So they're able to get to locations really quick and replace your losses. So instead of having to go to a starbase, the repairs come to you, you send the injured ones out to get repaired and cycle them back in. Okay, fine. There's going to be a lot of, deaths among the fleet. And I'm sure some of these pilots end up with, horrible problems and, alcohol problems and drug abuse problems and spousal abuse problems and a bunch of horrible kids who grew up with terrible issues who will then themselves grow up to be X-Wing pilots because of all of the abuse. But, it's just the circle of life of X-Wing pilots. And that's how you end up with these horribly psychotic, bloodthirsty maniacs, because that's the only thing that explains how they're this cost efficient. It's ridiculous. Either that or the game devs didn't stress test this. Because I have not found a situation where just bringing more X-Wings does not solve every problem cost efficiently. Maybe if the enemy brought nothing but anti-fighter corvettes, that could work. The enemy doesn't even think about doing that. You can build nothing but X-Wings and carriers, and they just won't even think of that. One thing, though, is you do have to bring some other things mixed in with the fleet. What I like to do is get my hands on a Mon Calamari cruiser. So this guy here, his only purpose is to get smacked. He gets smacked a bunch. He's very tough. I mean, his firepower is okay for killing the capital ships. But basically, your carriers have a frame that's made out of tinfoil and a skin of wet tissue paper. So while your fighters are busy nibbling the big ships to death, those big ships might decide that your carriers need a lot of loving. And that loving will break him in half hard. So what you want is this Mon Calamari to sit up front, and he just gets punched, like, all the time, and he'll take it. And he'll keep going, and that's the whole point of his existence. On top of that, you're going to need one more thing, and that is your bulk transport. Bulk transport carries 6 troops, and it's the fastest troop transport you're going to get that can carry any reasonable amount of troops. Still a little bit slower than your carriers, your regular fleet carriers, but they're pretty handy. We haven't really needed them because this game has just been so brutally fast. Over here in Farfin, where we're having our little secret war, we've finally decided to go less secret by bringing a carrier to the table. That carrier is going to do a little bit of damage for us. I figure we can either hit Biss, Rishi, or Charmath, and we've stuck a bunch of saboteurs on board, infiltrators. I figure we just pop over here. I want to see what's happening at this place. It takes 4 days to get there. If we have to run, we have to run, but it's if we can stay in orbit, we can quickly do a whole bunch of sabotage missions and really get this moving. And if there's any ships there, well, again, we just run. Well, I can see how Biss stopped being rebellious. They have 6 troop regiments on there. Well then, let's see how long those 6 troop regiments last with a very concentrated program of sabotage. Research-wise, we've got our 3rd tech, or is this their 2nd tech? I think it's their 3rd. A-Wings. Yes, we got Nebulon B frigates, we got Calamari cruisers, and we've got A-Wings. These are basically space superiority fighters. Fortunately, they don't have torpedoes, which makes them terrible at taking out heavier ships. They also have lower attack strength for taking out shields. They're just more maneuverable, so they're better at killing other ships. I don't know. I've tried using them, but it's just better to bring more X-Wings than... You're trying to mix bombers with them, just gets all sorts of complicated. Instead, just bring nothing but X-Wings. All your problems just tend to evaporate. There's 8 fighters waiting for us in Coruscant. Well, Yaga Minor in Coruscant. We're bringing 18 fighters, I believe. I can't, like, this screen gets really weird. Why would I like to know all of the people who are, like, all of the infiltrators, the spies, the X-Wings, the cars? Like, just show me the ships. Makes far more sense. We'll just take command and quickly slaughter a lot of them. I think the TIE Defenders' problem here is they're so heavily outnumbered, it makes no difference what they do. It's sort of why we go with the heavily outnumbered method. Since these are the best way to kill fighters, bringing enough to kill everyone's fighters really quickly just makes this game so much handier. We lost 2 X-Wings. Yeah, they lost a whole bunch of things. The TIE Interceptors are a bit of a problem, but yeah, no, we're still coming out miles on top. When it comes to Yaga Minor, not really in a mood to mess about. So, planetary bombardment, target the military facilities. Please tell me we didn't destroy anything important like buildings or... Yep, just hit the troops. Perfect, perfect. That is exactly what we wanted. And Yaga Minor is now ours. Oh, Sivrin joins, Yaga Minor joins, Construction Yard idle on a couple of them, Yuvin declares neutrality, Alliance escort carrier deployed. Yeah, there's some good stuff going on. So basically with that, there's only 2 planets here left in the system that are not ours. Coruscant and Yuvina. That's it. I think what we'll do is we'll just pop back to Gorman real quick. Pick up that guy. Actually, no, he's in transit. Restock on fighters, and then we'll go smash Coruscant. We can take out the Emperor. What has he got? You got 2 Gen Cores? Maybe that'll be enough to keep you alive. Maybe. Well, our sabotage missions have paid off. Yet Charmath has come back under our control because we basically sabotaged everything to death, though I would like to get the infiltrators off that place before they get killed. Rishi, how many all the infiltrators that were actually busy on site doing jobs there. wait, oh yeah, this is just another mission I'd sent just in case the first ones didn't succeed. If at first you don't succeed, just keep hitting them again and again. You. We'll actually have you build a whole bunch of Celestians. I really should have had a bunch of these already going. You know what? Give me 12 Celestians just so that we can garrison these places now. How's this looking? We have only... Oh, we got to start queuing up more missions here. Looks like that uprising on Biss has ended, which means Farfin, the sector we claimed at the start, is now ours again. Fully claimed. Alright, you guys all need to return home to... Actually... Mobile? Yeah, I think mobile is where you need to guys go. Right, this place is cleared out. However, we do have a little bit of a problem. Our spies tell us there's a fleet incoming again. This one doesn't seem to have any infantry. It does have 6 fighters, so we can't mess with it. We've only got 1 carrier. Give me 2 carriers, I'd be willing to chance it. Actually, okay, that's 3 pretty heavy ships, so maybe 2 carriers. Give me 3 carriers, and we'd crush this thing horrifically. 2, we could probably do it, but it'd be a little bit hairy. Instead, we're just going to retreat to Kenya. We should have a few extra X-Wings, and even if they break through, this place has 2 shield generators, it'll be fine. So we'll just hold out here, and then if they take a place, we'll just repeat what we've been doing before. All we're going to do is hold out until this fleet gets itself together. All that we need to do is wait until bulk transport is finished, load it up with 6 troops, combine it with our regular one, and then we can go smash Coruscant. Right, fleet is together. 24 fighters, we've got 6 infantry on board. All of our people are ready to go. Confirmed move to Coruscant. Takes 6 days, yep. We've still got 7 spare X-Wings here. And fleet-wise, we have another Alliance carrier coming in 10 days. And then another one coming in, 3 day 392. So we got 2 more carriers showing up in short order. That will put us at 36 fighters in about 30 days. So yeah, Coruscant's going down. They just have no hope. Well, we're just about to hit Coruscant. Let's see what kind of defenses they have. I presume it's going to be a lot of fighters. Yeah, oh, and Adjudicator. Ooh, this is actually going to be rough. I mean, we should retreat, wait for our extra carriers to show up and then slaughter them. But where's the fun in that?
The fleet is ready, Admiral. What are your orders?
Okay, this is actually going to be a tight fight, so let's use a little bit of tactics. Like, I mean, not a lot, but just a bit. Plan here, very simple. We're going to pull all our fighters back here. And then when their fighters, well, trudge forward thinking, oh, we'll go and start our fight. We'll be all the way back here. They'll have to fly through our ships first, and then we'll engage them. We want their fighters to be as deep inside our engagement envelope as possible. Okay, that's about fair enough. Excellent. Then we tell everyone to engage. Takes a second for the fighters to kick in. Now all their fighters are trapped behind enemy lines and getting riddled. Those bulk cruisers, they're dead. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to them or anything here, but they have no hope. And I think what we're going to do with these guys is target that.
Beginning attack. Order acknowledged. Beginning attack.
See, that is their fighter fleet. We would prefer their fighter fleets to be dead.
Target destroyed. Reporting. Target destroyed.
Oh, their fighters are...
Target destroyed.
That's weird. Why are they going back towards the middle? I feel like that's just cheating. I lured them. I successfully lured them. And now our guys are going all the way over to their side of the map. See, like, our guys are over here, and their fighters are all, like, in... Muppets. I think that's... I think that's all of them dead. You know what? We're just gonna let the fighters target whatever they want. Go for the big ships, boys. Are they fleeing? They're not allowed flee. Stay and fight to the death, you cowards. For the Emperor. Well, the Emperor... whatever. Wow, the shields on that thing are tough. Well, that's not good. That's the ship that holds all of our main characters. Thankfully, it's not dead, but I don't think it's very mobile. But thankfully, this ship has run out of shields, and as such, we'll now start to get shredded. And I have a strange feeling they're running, are they? No, there's still one to go. Our fleet's crippled. Basically, all of our ships have been smacked to the point where they're not useful anymore. But not dead, thankfully. So it's whoever wins. And it's the Honey Badgers versus, well, whatever the Empire have. My money's on the Honey Badgers. And then there was one. This is their last active ship. All the rest are husks. So, question is, can the remaining Honey Badgers take out this ship? And it's got, I think we're down to very low numbers, so we might actually be able to pad through the shields fast enough. We'll see. If I was doing this right, what I really should have done was targeted these ships first because they're anti-fighter ships. Then targeted these smaller destroyers first to wipe them out, and then the larger destroyers at the end with the heavier shields. But for some strange reason, the game does it in reverse order. Because reasons, I don't know. Oh, they ran. Well, one of them ran. The rest of them can't. Whoop, 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 whoop. So if one of them ran and the rest can't, that means they have to explode, right? 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 Well, a bunch of our ships should probably explode as well. They can't move. What's going on? Hey, how did that ship get away? That should have been possible. Okay, that was a Pyrrhic victory, if ever I saw one. I should have waited for ships. I should have retreated and all that, but how can you not? It was just too big of a fight to turn down. And the Honey Badgers come out on top again. Like, that is a lot of fighters to kill. They definitely paid for themselves and then ground down everything else. Like, literally, our entire front line just was collapsed like tissue paper. We should have brought up on calamari, but we didn't. We have 5 X-Wings remaining. Oof, that is brutal. Well then, how are we looking? Yeah, that bulwark cruiser can't move. How about some of the other ones? Ew, what's your hyperdrive status at? Oof.
Damage to one or more ships in that fleet prevents them from entering hyperspace.
Well, that's not great. We need to repair, rearm, refit. That means we'll probably have to leave the bulk cruiser behind. Right, we have 5 of 24 fighters. Oh my god. How long will it take you guys to get there? 6 days. Go. The bulk cruiser is going to be left behind. You are a sacrificial lamb, buddy. You're going to get killed at some point. We're going to need more fighters over here. I've already sent some, but we're going to need more. We're going to need a lot more fighters to repair all of our losses. Ooh, the mission to abduct Thrawn from Onmot succeeded. Personnel are returning. We've caught their ship, like 2 of their ship research guys. That's going to cripple them. Now, at one point, we got a second ship research guy of our own. So we've got Wedge and Adar Talon. This guy, though, was an all-rounder. We still haven't actually gotten our hands on... You're supposed to get 2 dedicated troop researchers, 2 dedicated building researchers, and 2 dedicated ship researchers, and then 1 all-rounder, I believe. The 2 dedicated for all the 3 techs, and then 1 all-rounder guy who can do any of them. We haven't got our dedicated ship person, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think once we restock and rearm, might take us 20 days or so. We can just go back in and bust up Coruscant. I mean, that bulk cruiser is still hanging in orbit. We could have stayed around for a while and tried some things, but I would prefer to finish with style. Oh, would you look at that? Another carrier's showing up. So that's 6 extra X-Wings we can bring to the next fight. One thing we'll do, just in case this does stretch on, is Farfin over here is fine. There's nothing that's going on here anymore. Whatever ship arrived, I don't think it's able to do much. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to head this place over to Dalmar. Dalmar is where the last of the Empire's holdouts are going to be. So we might as well send them over to this location. Yeah, 33 days to go there. Perfect. We'll park them up over there. We can send them on reinforcements if needs be. Pretty sure we've got the Empire sewn up, but it's better to plan ahead, just in case. Finally ready to go in and finish off Coruscant. We have now 36 fighters in our fleet. Everyone's not fully healed up. Most of the hull paint is grand. It's just, like, the hulls are grand on all of them except this one, I think. Or is this one healed up? No, this one's healed up too. It's just the shield recharge rate. So they might not have shields, but they've got hull. And so long as they've got hull and can survive long enough for the 36 fighters to shred anything that gets in their way, it will be grand. So, 6 days to Coruscant. That should be a quick slaughter. In fact, we have a bulk transport in orbit who still has, or a bulk cruiser that hasn't been killed yet. So I presume they haven't come back for some reason. 2 things have happened. 1, our fleet has arrived at Coruscant, and 2, we've completed advanced shipyard research, which basically means we can now build advanced shipyards that produce twice as fast, which would have been great a while ago, but yeah, we're kind of playing this game a bit fast. Maybe have played this, maybe my memories of it are a little bit too good. In fact, I was just thinking, Mon Mothma hasn't finished recruiting. Like, normally your recruitment officer finishes and then they've got all the cast of characters to play with and other stuff happens, but no, not so far. Anyway, this is actually a really tough nut to crack. They have 9 squads of stormtroopers. They have really good detection values. They have 2 shield cores to block the planet from planetary bombardment, and we couldn't even invade if we wanted to because, well, there's 2 shield cores. Sabotage-wise, they also have a general with very good stats, very high leadership, very high combat. This whole place is, like, very, very tough. Now, the thing is, all ships, well, all your bigger ships come with a bombardment value. For example, Bulk Cruiser has a bombardment modifier of 1. I believe the Calamari one has a bombardment modifier of 2. Alliance escort carriers, 0 bombardment modifier for some reason. Right, you can also get a +2 bombardment modifier on TIE bombers, Y-wings, because they're a bomber. I think there's B-wings are a bomber as well. So what we could do is we could go and build a bunch of TIE or bombers, or we could just bombard the bejesus out of them using X-wings, because it turns out X-wings have a bombardment value of 1. Now, I just try and wrap your head around that for a minute. X-wings have a bombardment value. Okay, no, let me just try explaining it in the way that just makes me feel less crazy. X-wings are the 3rd best fighter in the game, and one of the other best fighters is on their side. The other one is only available after about turn 800 for the Empire. 1-on-1, they are the 3rd best fighter in the game. They also come with shields, which none of the Empire have except for their last fighter, which they get, which is, okay, their last fighter they get at turn 800 or something is really good. It's like an X-wing that's been, on a little bit of meth. It's like crazy good. But barring that one fighter, this thing just decimates everything they put in front of it. It has a good detection rating. It has a bombardment value of 1. It has laser cannons for shooting down other fighters and dropping shields, torpedoes for taking out the hulls of ships, and, hyperdrive, shields, bombardment value, everything. It's all in one package. Why? This thing is just so incredibly overpowered. And the worst thing is, for the Empire, if they want to stop them, they have to build anti-fighter ships. Their best anti-fighter ship is the Carrick Light Cruiser, which costs 26 and has a laser value of 90. That's its laser cannons. So that's it. And the way this game works is it seems to only be able to fire 1 of its batteries at a target. So if it's going to fire, it basically picks the one that it's got most of, which in this case is a broadside. Yeah, port or starboard. So it'll point one side at the ships and start shooting. So it can only use 1 of those 4 batteries. It can't use all 4 of them at the same time, as far as I've been able to determine. Which is 90 laser cannon damage. Not insignificant, but for the cost, not great, because you're looking at these ships here and you're like, well, they're not that good, right? No, they have 96 lasers. 96! The X-Wings, 1 squad of X-Wings has more firepower than it. So the only way the Empire could win if you just went mass X-Wings is if they just bring lots and lots of those ships. The little fighter killer ships. But then if you bring any heavier ships, you're going to slaughter them. It's just so bizarre. Anyway, yeah, we've devastated this place. They've got a few troops left. Should we just... You know what? Let's just bombard them again. Actually, we do have to target military facilities. We do have to capture their people. How did you not get injured? Seriously, that was a giant planetary bombardment. Well, never mind. We got to capture some people. First up, we're going to capture the general guy, not Emperor Pops, and we're going to use basically our A team of people who've been around for a while and who are really good, and then a bunch of infiltrators who are very, very expendable on the Distracto side. And then we'll just let them have. Once we knock out the general, we'll then go after the Emperor. Where's this guy arriving? 429. Yeah, buddy, the war's going to be over before you even get here. And judging by the captured symbol, yeah, Han did a great job. So we've got another person captured. That just leaves one last target. Well, two. Technically, we have to take Coruscant, kill the Emperor, or capture Darth Vader, capture the Emperor, and capture Coruscant, and we've won the game. I figure this should be just about enough firepower to beat a decrepit old man into the ground. All right, go for it. This thing is, this guy's combat rating is not quite as high as Darth's, though his leadership is much higher. And when he's sitting on Coruscant, he basically gives a leadership bonus to all of the other named characters in the game. Well, all of his named characters, which is helpful, I think, for garrisoning stuff. I've never garrisoned stuff. Oh, no, let me refrain. You can put generals on sectors. For example, over here, there's General Dahlia on Sarkra or whatever. You can basically set people up for command of things. And the better their combat rating and leadership, it gives bonuses or makes them slightly better at stopping, sabotage missions, espionage missions, that type of thing. But all I found was you just put about 6 to 12 Celestians on a rock, and that's usually good enough, unless they really try hard. But barring the most vital locations, I usually don't bother.
Good news.
Hey, Emperor Pops has been captured. Well, you know what that means. That's both of the fun twinsies in jail. That means all we have to do is conquer Coruscant. That is not going to be hard. You see, we did bring one built troop transport carrying 12 troops. Oh, and those 3 troops, those are Alliance Army regiments, they were built before we got access to Celestians. So I didn't break my word on that. We just built Celestians since we got access to them. Even though they're literally trash at everything bar detection, they're just so good at it. Detection value of 35 for a cost of 3 and a maintenance of 1. Oh, I wish you go over it. You know what? Never mind. Let's just do a planetary assault. Yeah,
Empire is defeated. We've done it.
Yeah, don't sound too happy. And yeah, we never built a Mod Calamari cruiser throughout it. I really meant to, but it was just, well, I got lazy and I just built more carriers. Why would you build anything but carriers? Also, they have 2 bulk troop transports there. We have 1. This is Empire destruction on a budget. We're not spendthrifts like these guys. Where's the X-Wings? There should be just like swarms and swarms of them. That was the only thing we built. Oh, look. Guys, I'm telling you, you set up looks like a normal World War II heavy machine gun nest right there. All of those people coming off that ship are dead. There's no cover. Heavy machine gun, just they'll all be dead. Oh, wait, I remember this. No, like that's vandalizing public property. Like, this needs to be demolished in a timely fashion. You don't want to destroy the symbol of the... No. You realize there's probably just civil servants in there who are earning it, just a living. What about cleaning staff, maintenance crews? Like, there's people who are not evil in there. Oh, that's the big mile-long ships they can get. Yeah, we never saw any of those because the technology never got that far. That's more like it. Lots of X-Wings. No, get rid of those B-Wings. They're Y-Wings, whatever. Right. Shouldn't the X-Wings just continue fight? Yeah, I get it. It's the B-Wing bombers coming in. But guys, seriously, the X-Wings, there should just be swarms of them. Hundreds of them. Those things can't hit fighters. Well, not in this game. I think that's what broke me in this game, was just X-Wings became so powerful that just nothing could beat them. And the Empire are so badly configured for fighting swarms of X-Wings. There's just nothing they can do. The actual best anti-fighter ship that you can get belongs to the Rebels. It's the Corellian Corvette or the Corellian... No, there's another one. There's 2 Corellian gunship. Both of those are cheaper than the Empire's alternative and do more damage. And it's like... Why? Who designed this game? People who hated the Empire. Had to be. Or loved X-Wings. Because remember, the X-Wings has shields, and hyperdrive, and torpedoes, and can bombard, as well as the best fighters, and one of the best anti-capital ships. I wouldn't say that, we've removed the yoke. It's more like just, new management. That's all. All right, I need to have a little rant about this game. I'll leave out the X-Wings. I know I've ranted a lot about the X-Wings. They're just the honey badgers of this universe, and I just have to accept that. I'm not going to say I'm fine with it, but that's just the way it is. It's more to do with the cost efficiency and money of this game that drives me absolutely mental. If you want to protect a planet, you have a few choices. One is you can put 2 shield gens on it. 2 gen core level 1s, whatever, you can get level 2s later on. 2 shield gens stops anyone from invading at all. They can't land troops, and their planetary bombardments will fail. If you put on 1 generator core on a planet, then they can land troops, but they can't bombard. Well, okay, theoretically they can if they have enough firepower, but usually they won't. So if you want to protect your planets, you need to put something on them. If you just put troops, they're going to bombard it from space, kill the troops, and if they want to, and the sector is completely already against them, they will just bombard everything into oblivion, and if you leave sectors unprotected, they will get demolished by a fleet. If you want to protect them, the minimum cost, and this is what I go with, and we're playing the Empire here, is 1 gen core, which will set you back 12 refined materials. And you're going to need 3 Celestians. 3 Celestians seem to be about the breakpoint where they can stop most sabotage attacks, because that's the biggest concern you're going to have, is them sabotaging your shield gens, sabotaging your troops, sabotaging your buildings, and 3 Celestians is about 75 detection. I go with 6 to 12 on my more powerful planets. Usually, say, Corm here has 2 gen cores and 4 infantry because, well, I want to keep it safe because it's a construction yard. Kenyon down here is now got 2 shield generators. I like to put 2 shield generators on the ones I really want to protect, just in case anything starts to go wrong. It gives me a bit of time to correct it. But all of the regular planets, it's just 3 Celestians, 1 gen core. That's 21 refined materials tied up in just defending this one planet. There's 10 planets here. That's 2,100 resources, assuming the bare minimum. And that's not taking into account the extra shield gens on the main planets, or the fact that we're probably going to build some barracks, or the fact that we're probably going to have to build a whole bunch of construction yards to actually build all this stuff. We've got 6 of them over there. And we're probably going to build some shipyards to build ships to defend the places as well. But excluding all of those, that's 210 resources. It takes 63 resources to build 1 Alliance carrier and 6 X-Wings. Which means for the cost of all of that defense, you could have just built 3 Alliance carriers full of X-Wings. Well, 3 1/3. And we're not even taking into account some of the really dumb stuff that I've done. Like this place down here, our shipyard. Each one of those shipyards was not cheap. A basic orbital shipyard cost 20 refined materials. We built 11 of them. That's 220 resources. That's more than the entire defense budget of a sector. Which means we could have got another 3 1/3 carriers full of X-Wings if we hadn't built so many orbital shipyards. Which is why you probably only want 1 orbital shipyard, but you need multiple ones spread out around the place. Which means you're going to spend all your money. Like, we've literally been broke all the time. Like, once we hit turn, I think it was 180, 200, something like that, this is basically fluctuated between 20 and 0 all the time. That's pretty much how it goes, because you're going to have a whole bunch of spread out production everywhere. For example, all of those brighter dots are shipyards we've got around the place, usually churning out X-Wings. And if you want to defend your places, you could put X-Wings in orbit around. So you can put fighter squadrons around places. But you got to remember, each one of these X-Wings costs 5. So that's 10, 20, 30. That's 30 resources tied up in 6 X-Wings, which won't stop them from bombarding the planet if they drive it off. You need a minimum of about 9 X-Wings to protect a planet. And even then, it won't stop a determined force. So it's just cheaper to not mass-produce X-Wings and instead, And the economy itself, it takes so long for stuff to pay for itself. I think they were assuming this game was going to go for, several thousand cycles. Several thousand days. Reason being is this maintenance cost over here is what gives it away. There's a maintenance cost to all the units, and it never becomes a concern unless the game goes on forever. So I think they were presuming it was going to take you thousands of cycles to finish it, and during that time you're going to make lots of refined materials. Those refined materials will then get spent on the ships, and eventually you're going to have more outgoings in maintenance than you do in refined materials coming in, forcing you to build more mines and refineries. We built none. We built 0 mines and refineries, and we still were swimming in maintenance. And yeah, bearing in mind we only lasted until about turn 400, and it takes 300 days for a mine refinery combo to pay for itself. This is why this game hurts my brain. There's no point doing economy. Defense is like a massive drain. And it takes ages for a sector to pay for itself. And if you mess up at all, you have to put in more resources in terms of that's one of the reasons I tried to avoid building more ships and troops and stuff in here and trying to evade these planets. That's just more expense. It's not worth it. It just sabotage missions become just so much more cost effective. This is a game about grand strategy, and most of the time you're spent micromanaging agents to assassinate stuff. I enjoy it, but I don't think I should. My brain is gets a certain thing about oh yes, I can smoothly take all of these sectors and send in the diplomats and send in the diplomatic corps, and then at the same time you have your other groups going around sabotaging everything and demolishing your stuff. It's weirdly enjoyable, but it feels like it's like enjoying a piece of modern art, one of those weird looking ones with all the squares, and then realizing that it's not a piece of modern art and it's just something someone's kid drew. And then you're like, oh, I mean, I still enjoy it, I suppose, but it feels wrong at that. I don't know. I don't know how to describe this game. One of those love-hate relationships. If you're going to play it, I recommend playing as the Empire. It's a little bit less... it'll take longer. Let's just say that much. And if you do get to their late-game fighters, they're absolutely devastating. They're excellent. Plus, you get to play the Imperial March theme song. What's not to like about it? Anyway... I have a whole bunch of Christmas drinks that are not going to drink themselves and a whole bunch of chocolate that's not going to eat itself. So I'm going to head off. I hope you enjoyed them. Good luck.
Just happened.